Hi, this video is about case study assignment for course SKEE 3533 presented by Group 1 Section 12 titled Brainwave Control Robot. The members of Group 1 include me, Lee Leong Chai, Pok Wei Han, Teo Sun Yi, Abdullah Muhammad Nabil Maurat, Ng Jason, and Chok Na. So I will start the case study assignment with the introduction. So, what is Brainwave Control Robot? We can simply define that a brainwave control robot is a robot that can be controlled by a human brainwave. So, what is brainwave? Brainwave, also known as neural oscillations, which produced by synchronized electrical pulses from mass of neurons that are communicating with each other, which can conclude as the root of human thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. So, brainwave will change according to what a mankind doing or feeling, which can classify into slow, moderate, and fast wave, or 5 categories as shown in the picture. Brainwave usually will be counted in hertz or cycle per second. According to Wikipedia, the first scientist who discovered was Hans Berger, who was a German neurologist in the mid-1920s. The aim of his discovery of brainwave is that he wanted to record a kind of physical energy in brain, which led him to the creation of EEG, where made his first recording of electrical wave in brain. So now, let's talk about the aim of creating brainwave control robot. According to CSAIL, brainwave control robot aim for user to instantly correct robot mistake with only brain signal or just a flick of finger. Besides, public also agreed that this creating targets to help people who with generalized paralyzed or who lost certain parts of limb to gain some level of independence.
Hi, good day everyone. My name is Pok Wei Han, and now I will presenting the working principle of Brainwave Control Robot. So first of all, what is Brainwave Control Robot? Brainwave Control Robot is a robot that works based on the principle of capturing the brainwave signal and utilizing it for the movement of the robot. There are two terms that we need to know. First one is electroencephalography, or called as EEG, and the second one is brain-computer interface, BCI. For the EEG, EEG is the most studied non-invasive interface of BCI. It is an instrument to record the electrical activity of the human brain. The EEG signal is represented in waveform, and they have a random and small amplitude. Generally, waveform can be classified into several power spectrums such as alpha, beta, theta, and delta. This definition is get from IOSR, Journal of VLSI and Signal Processing. From the International Journal of Advanced Research in Electrical, we know that the brain-computer interface, BCI, is a direct communication pathway between an enhanced or wired brain and an external device. The basic idea of BCI is to translate the user-produced pattern of brain activities into corresponding command. A typical BCI is composed of signal acquisition and signal processing, which include pre-processing, feature extraction, and classification. Now we will look at the working principle of the brainwave control robot, which the first one is the transmitting of the brainwave, second is receiving and processing, and the third is output. For the transmitting, the signal generated by the brain was received by the brain sensor. The example of the brain sensor is ECG sensor. This sensor will sense and detect the EEG signal. The EEG signal can be collected with the electrode that are placed on the surface of the scalp. The most widely used electrodes are silver or silver chloride because they have low cost, low contact impedance, and relatively good stability. This is the example of the ECG sensor and the electrode and the EEG readings. Second is receiving and processing. After the brainwaves are being detected, the signal will divide into packet and the packet data will be transmitted to the wireless medium. Level Analyzer Unit LAU will receive the brainwave raw data and it will extract and process the signal using MATLAB platform. So we can see here is, the brainwave is transmitting to the brain sensor, then using the Bluetooth to the MATLAB. Then the MATLAB will divide the signal into delta, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma. For the last step is the output. After the signal is being processed, it will convert to instruction. Then the instruction will be sending to the home section to operate the module or robot. The movement of the body muscle, such as blinking of eyes, will form a command that will be transmitted to the robotic module to process. With this entire system, we can move a robot according to the human thought and it can be turned by blink muscle contraction. So this is the working principle of the brainwave control robot, which includes the transmitting of the brainwave, receiving and processing, and finally is the output.
A very good day to everyone. My name is Ng Jia Sheng from Group 1. So today I'll be presenting about the few examples for brainwave control robot. Here are some of the few examples for the brainwave control robots. So one of the few examples for the brainwave control robot is the brainwave control wheelchair. Okay, as you can see, there's a headset for brainwave control wheelchair which the paralysis patients will wear on it and will control the brainwave control wheelchair. Okay, example of the picture of the brainwave control wheelchair is shown as here and electroencephalogram and eye blinking signals are needed to control the wheelchair for paralysis patients. The commands and the extracted signals are shown in the table. So beside that, one of the few examples for brainwave control robots is the brainwave control robotic arm. Okay, as you can see, there is a robotic arm here, and new advances in electroencephalography (EEG) technology have led to the possibility for controlling external devices. So this brain control robotic arm allows people with bodily disabilities to enhance their mobility, individuality, and many types of activities. Apart from that, brainwave control robot can also involve in music composing, which actually we call about brainwave control device. Okay, so EEG hardware devices record the electric signals that are produced when the brain is at work, and it can connect them wirelessly to a computer. So the wearers can also train their minds to associate a set of EEG brain signals with a specific task. To make music, such thoughts are associated with notes or sound to create a language of musical truth that is produced directly from the brain. Lastly, we have a screen mobile phone calls as a few examples for brainwave control robots. Okay. Earlier in 2013, a team won an AT&T mobile app hackathon with the iOS app, which uses the brainwave reading headset to monitor the brain activity. So it reroutes calls to voicemails when it perceives that the user's brain is busy with other tasks. If the user's brain is in a receptive state, it lets the call through. So that's all for the few examples for the brainwave control robot.
Okay, from what my teammates have already explained thus far, I'm sure that you already get that this technology allows you to do a lot without really lifting a finger. But what does that actually mean for us? How far can this tech bring us? And why is this technology important? Hello, my name is Shopna and today I'll be answering these questions. Firstly, brainwave control tech helps to ease the complex challenges of robotic control systems, which often require dedicated programming and even language processing capabilities. This is because it allows a robot supervisor to correct mistakes instantly and more intuitively using a combination of gestures and brain signals. This means that the time spent on programming a robot can be reduced exponentially as all edits made to the robot's program can be made in a matter of seconds. Secondly, it enables a subject to control a mobile robot to reach a target safely and accurately through brain signals. This opens up avenues for robots to be developed for hard-to-reach places such as keyhole surgery procedures or for situations that are dangerous to humans like navigating through a building on fire. Third and most importantly, this tech allows people with movement disabilities to gain some level of independence. There are many people out there who lack a limb or two, or have disabilities such as multiple sclerosis or ALS. The development of brain control robots would be very useful in such cases to give these people a sense of normalcy. Essentially, the development of brainwave control paves the path for faster development of new technology, as well as serving as a crutch for humanity to transcend their disabilities.
Hello, this is Abdullah Murad, today talking about the advantage of using Brainwave to control robots. First, productivity. The usage of Brainwave is increasing in automated environments such as factories, surgeries, and farms to control advanced robots with our thoughts and our hand gestures, which hold a large potential for productivity gain. Second, opening the door for limited health mobility. Elderly and those with language disorder or other limited mobility can benefit from this technology as assistive robotic enter a more and more health and social care environment, like people with generalized paralysis, to gain some more level of independence. Finally, gaming. Yes, gamers are becoming a target group that would likely become addicted to use EGG as a new modality, giving them advantage for a new experience in gameplay. Thank you.
Okay, so good afternoon. My name is Theo from Group 1. So I am going to present the disadvantages of the Brainwave technology. So for this technology, actually it is still at the beginning of the stage and still in research. So the technology is not mature yet. And there are two ways to attach an electrode, which is the electrode to receive the electric signal from the brain. For the first one is attached outside the skull. For this method, it can only detect few electric signals, and the signal detect are not enough to carry out any process. This is because the signal is too big. And for another method is attached inside the skull. So for this method, it will create a scar tissue in the brain, which will bring harm to the person in use. So even it can detect a stronger signal, but it will harm the person in use also. So for this method, it brings more harm compared with the benefit. And for the last disadvantage is the delay of the response. This is because it needs time to receive the signal from the brain, and also it needs time also to interpret the signal for a useful signal for processing. So these are the disadvantages of the Brainwave technology. Okay, so that's all for me. Thank you.